It really has been a long time since we last got a more comedic chapter like this. We got one that's mostly for fun, which it still gave like some character moments and interesting stuff for the future, but rather, I think a lot of it just was at the very overexcitement and reaction from Charlotte. So this one was a little bit of a weird chapter. We're still in that transitionary period in between arcs, and I'm guessing this will be the last one from them. The next one we're probably gonna have the Black Bulls out and about, heading out of the country, in their quote unquote exile and research for demons. So that's gonna be leading up for a very intriguing arc because we haven't really left much of the country. We've gone near the land in between the Clover Kingdom and other kingdoms, but we haven't done anything like this for an extended period of time. Because who knows how many arcs they're going to be away? Who knows how long they're going to be away? This could, they could be gone for a year, maybe two. It's just going to really have a spot for the story to, come back to something extremely exciting, I would say. And I've gone over some theories of that, and I think a lot of it is going to depend on what we find out is up to, because we haven't seen him in a while. We don't know exactly what he's up to. We know that the Golden Dawn are in a weird position now, and with the Black Bulls and some of the people involved with the Elven possession are leaving the country. Then what will happen with Is he going to end up joining them? Do they know about what him as well? Are they going to include him? Because if they include everybody, they're gonna lose most of their squads, and then they're gonna be in a pretty rough dilemma. But as it is, very intelligently from Julius, laying out, because Damnatio is clearly not a character you can really persuade once he's made a decision. He's not somebody that you can really just try and nudge in one direction. You have to get it in a way that he can't refuse. And Julius was very smart, because I didn't think even with Julius's position, he'd be able to, go and try and talk to Damnatio. He doesn't have the level of, power to over authority influence him, just completely come in and then try and override his decisions. Because even though that Julius is the Magic Emperor, and yes, I'm going with Magic Emperor now instead of Wizard King. Magic Emperor just makes more sense. But I think it's also the way that it's straight said in Japanese, because I know wizard and magic are two different words, and I know that when they say it, they use the word for magic. I don't know. I don't remember if the word they use for when they say the second part, but if it's Magic King, then I guess that would still kind of fit. But I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna go with Magic Emperor. But with him, even though Julius is in that position, he's obviously very highly ranked. So is Damnatio. Damnatio is a member of the House Kira, who is the main royal family. You have Augustus, who's a straight king. He's not, I'm a very high ranked person in the Magic Knights. Like Julius is. He's Magic Emperor, but that's not a actual king or emperor in that position. He's just pretty much a very, very high level person. He's top of their military, whereas Augustus is the straight king, and Damnatio of the House Kira already having a lot of influence just from his family name, but also the fact that he's in charge of the Magic Parliament. So, he's going to already have a lot of sway. And when you have this, it was very curious to see how exactly Julius was going to go about, this level of situation, because then you had members that were going to get executed, including Asta. Julius wasn't going to have that. He had to play it very intelligently, which he did, because he didn't play, hey, I'm going to try and flex my influence on Damnatio. Instead, he made a smart decision using two royal family captains with Fuego Leon and Nozel, and he was able to instead sway the majority of the room. He went for the very easily influenced nobles and royals that were there versus Damnatio, because now Damnatio can't go against the vast majority of the people in the parliament because he's going to get outnumbered surely by, obviously, like, just getting outvoted in a situation. And if he ends up just going against the group and just being like, well, I know, I can do what I want kind of thing, the opinions of the rest of the parliament don't matter, then he's going to lose his own position, because then people are not going to be able to they're not going to be able to weigh his decisions fairly, because it's just going to feel like he's doing more of what he would decides instead of what the parliament decides, which is intriguing to see. This isn't a political manga, but that was a good political move. Meanwhile, Damnatio actually goes and visits Julius, and he kind of just has like a short conversation with him. He's talking about, forgiving these guys, and what they did was, very risky. He's not going to be able to bear the responsibility of if they're wrong or not, on his shoulders alone, when Julius is just talking about them going ahead with their mission, and the Black Bulls, and then they're they're going to be able to find the information on the devils. But as I said, with him, he doesn't know whether he's going to be able to really bear that full responsibility if they fail. And Julius is like, I'm not taking responsibility for them. I'm not forgiving them. I'm entrusting them. He's got faith that they can do this, because he knows what actually happened. He knows how everything went down and the truth of, the events that just transpired. And that's obviously going to lead into a very not happy Damnatio. It looks like he's upset but keeping his composure. And he made sure, though, before he left, to bring up the fact that if they fail, that he's not going to be light on Asta and everybody involved, including Julius himself. Because with Damnatio, it's clear he does not think anybody is above judgment of the law, which we already know that he, brought judgment upon his own father, so he's not above the Magic Emperor, getting, in trial. It wouldn't surprise me if he went ever after Augustus. Like, he just seems like every single person, whether they're ranked above him or the same level below, whatever it is, they are up for the scales of judgment. And then you get a nice little interaction with Marx, as he's happy to see Julius is alive. He's missed his Magic Emperor, and happy to see him. So that was delightful in all aspects. And then the chapter finished up the second half, as we have Sol and Charlotte. And I've said before, Charlotte is probably my least liked character in the series. I'm not a fan of her grouchiness and rudeness towards characters for just being dudes. And it's like, you got all these very, very, successful and useful characters within the series. Why are you hating on dude? It'd be like, there isn't a lot of sexism in Black Clover. I think, other than, some random drunk character. Well, it was, the random drunk guy that was, hitting on Rebecca. And you don't really get a lot of guys that, treat women that you'd get as, I don't know, lesser beings or objects, because in this world it's not the same as you're judging off of things like physical strength and battle and stuff, what they provide. A lot of times, men would be higher kind of positioned because of aspects like physical strength, work labor abilities, going to war and stuff, being able to fight like that. But it's all based off magic, so they have more of class discrimination aspects. So it's kind of weird for her to be like that towards guys, because like I said, there's not really much towards girls. And obviously we know Casca. I call her Casca sometimes just because she looks like Casca, and she has a little bit of a similar backstory with how she was helped by Charlotte, similar to how Casca was helped by Griffith. But I just thought that was funny, because I was reading I was remembering her backstory and thinking she's just Magic Casca, but less interesting. But we know her backstory, so it's kind of understandable. But it's you have all these characters who are very, very good people and are all guys. Especially she straight had Julius, who was their Magic Emperor. I almost got halfway called the Magic King. But they had Julius, so it's were you addicted to Julius? I mean, he's pretty big deal. Were you addicted to other captains? Because we already know she was addicted to Yami. So I'm just like, I've never really liked that aspect about her. It'd be like if you had someone in Black Clover, like easily reversible. You had someone in Black Clover be like all like sexist towards like female mages and stuff, and then you'd have like them willingly or them fully knowing characters like Charlotte or Leona, and it's just like you can't really talk down and demean them when you have complete and total badasses like these two, especially Leona, who's like probably the most badass character in the series, and she's absolutely like one of the most intimidating, out of everybody. Like she's in terms of intimidation, she's up there with like the word devil of just appearance and like display. So I don't know. That's always bothered me about Charlotte. But it looks like she's starting to come around after events after Yami helped her. So hopefully she becomes a little bit nicer of a person. And then Yami's obviously, while getting up ready for this journey out to look for information on the devils, he knows that Charlotte was possessed, by an elf, forbidden magic, and he goes to try and talk to her and try and like sees if she knows anything. And here comes Charlotte just absolutely losing it. She doesn't really know what to say or what to do, and just panics. And there's a really funny thing about Charlotte's character is in Tabata's previous work, there was a character very similar to her, where it was a character who would act very kind of calm and cool on the outside, but like in the inner voice, in his thoughts, he would freak out at everything and just kind of be like this. But it wasn't the same degree. Like Charlotte's is definitely like an extra notch or two above him, because like she just panics while in the face of Yami and just sprints out of the room, jumps out windows. She's like knocking people over, accidentally stealing people's babies, and just she actually is running fast enough to go on top of water, which I guess you could kind of look that as more comedic scene. It's not unbelievable for a Black Clover character to do that. I mean, I think it's only like 600 miles an hour they got to run like that. Black Clover characters are already super fast, but then she just she completely sprints straight over the river and further out in the capital. So pretty funny stuff. Good chapter for we had a good character interaction and layout between Damnatio and Julius, and then Charlotte's extremely unexpected thing. Like I thought we were gonna get maybe a nice little touching interaction between her and Yami, but nope, she's just not having that. She just does not know how to take this and is gone. So I'm super curious what it's gonna be like when when they leave and then they come back after an extended period of time. Like if it's like a year or two, what is she gonna do when she finally sees Yami again? Who knows? Other than that, drop a comment below. Tell me what you thought about the chapter. I mean, it was, like I said, half of it was pretty much more of fun comedic. So we got that straight up Asta and Nara were just like, what? What is she doing? I don't understand. Asta's just confused. Nara's just like, I don't know. Well, she's doing something. But yeah. I really appreciate it though if you thumbs up the video, prefer the like button and subscribe button, and check out my other videos. From that, I appreciate everyone who's already subscribed, and I thank you all for listening. Bye.